We are live on Adobe Radio, another episode of Wesam's World. It's me, your host, Wesam. A very special episode today. We have returning guest Rizaldy. He is a painter, friend, and fellow Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner with me. Real quick, before we jump into it with Rizaldy, friendly reminder to download the Adobe app so that you can listen to not only this show, but all the other shows that we have on Adobe Radio on the go, as well as all the latest metal, punk rock, alternative music out there. And apparently there are games on the app that I wasn't aware of. Did you know this?
No, I didn't know.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure of that. So download the app and find out if there are games on it. I don't know. That being said, dude, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here again.
I'm not just saying that because you're on the show, but you're one of my favorite people to talk to about art stuff. And I don't just mean painting, but just art in general.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I feel like we can actually have deep conversations. We can giggle a little bit. And since our last episode, you know, we've been training a little bit more together.
Yeah.
You've tasted my sweat. I've tasted your sweat.
It's sweet.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I try to rub sugar all over my body, very fine sugar, before I go to jiu-jitsu.
I can tell.
Yeah?
I can tell.
They're not, and I'm being serious with this. This is actually, they're not, we're not being an ambassador this week for them. But if you have, Magic Mind.
What's that?
Magic Mind is a mental performance shot, which we highly, highly endorse on the show. And if you take it right before jiu-jitsu, I recommend the Max one. You will feel so in the zone. No jitters, no caffeine crash. It's the perfect supplement 15, 30 minutes before training jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. when I have it and I'm on,
Well, what's in it?
Dreams. Dreams. Mostly dreams and green tea. And L-theanine, theobromine, vitamin C, vitamin D, all the good stuff. Some cordyceps mushrooms, lion's mane mushroom. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
All natural. And highly recommend it.
Nice. You got any here?
No.
Oh, okay.
We ran out.
Oh, damn. Magic Mind.
Magic Mind. Yeah.
Interesting.
Highly
Is there any
recommend.
caffeine in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So the regular dosage has 65 milligrams, but the max has I think 165 milligrams.
What's a cup of coffee?
Oh, like a cup of coffee is around 80 milligrams.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The max will set you right, but it has that L-theanine in it.
Okay.
Yes, L-theanine, which counteracts like the crash that you normally would feel. It's like a supplement to your day, honestly.
Interesting. You take that every day now?
Yeah. Feel great.
Just before jiu-jitsu or just
any time?
Interesting.
But if you do it before jiu-jitsu, and I'm not saying it's going to heal your knee 100%, but it might.
Yeah, it might help. Yeah.
They
It
have
will.
a caffeine-free gummy, too.
Yeah, caffeine-free gummies are great.
Oh, they're gummies.
There's
Yeah.
gummies too.
There's gummies. How do you ingest it?
They recommend drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's like a powder?
No,
Like you mix.
it's like a little shot of liquid,
Oh.
like this big, literally this big.
Interesting.
You remember those 5-hour energy shots that were
Yeah.
like bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are
Bullshit.
the better
I
version.
don't know. I don't know what was in them, but
No, I'll tell you, they're
I got
bullshit.
pretty high.
Magic Minds are fucking. We're the ambassador. We're gonna say that 5 hours bullshit.
Wait, you are or you're not the ambassadors?
We are for Magic Minds.
you are,
Yeah,
you
that's
are.
why we're not
Yeah.
gonna uplift 5-hour energy
Yeah,
because it is
that's-
bullshit.
yeah.
I'm creating a war between. And I'm no, but for real, it doesn't work as well as Magic Mind.
I'm sure.
I'm 100% sure too.
Yeah. I will try it.
All right,
I promise.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are we at a commercial break?
No.
Okay. Also, I want to tell you again in person. I want to thank you so much, and it's a big honor for you having drawn me as a portrait and part of your paintings. I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, dude, that was my pleasure. I actually learned a lot from that painting.
From my painting?
From your painting.
Was it
Oh,
like,
that's
okay, hold on. Let me guess. You were like, what do I do with all this handsomeness, right?
Initially. and then I figured it out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but no, for real, like, what was the thing you learned from it?
You know, I wouldn't say like what I learned was like technical
Mm.
or I guess I would say I learned a lot about myself from doing that because I would always avoid I guess painting people that I know, and I feel like I know you pretty well. And I think that's probably because we share mat time for one, and then the level of our conversations are basically, I don't know how to put this. It like taught me to like be more confrontational.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, most of the people that I paint, I don't know them. I don't know them at
Yeah.
all, really. I mean, I take photos of them for reference, but never painted anyone that I really knew.
Yeah. When you say confrontational, what do you mean exactly? Because I felt like we had a pretty good time in the studio. Like I felt like you directed me pretty well with the photos. Is that like in that process or in terms of like the actual painting process? Like,
I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like I guess the way that I feel when I make things. You know, it's like being technically sound and accurate is, in my opinion, the opposite of being confrontational. You know, it's like being perfect is like a shield, right? Like how could you be faulted if there's nothing that's quote unquote incorrect? You know, and when I painted you, it's like I think I tried to make it like, what does it feel to like look at Wesam versus like what does Wesam look like?
oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, but that's basically it. Is like maybe because I know you, I was forced to do that. You know, like I'm not just looking at an image. You know, it's not like representational art anymore.
So so whenever you like you feel like me or you know like you're feeling my energy, do I feel confrontational energy or
Oh, yeah, I'd say so.
really?
Yeah, why is that not? Is that not typical of you?
No, I'm so curious now. Is that in a like am I too intense?
No, I don't think confrontational is like necessarily intense.
Okay.
Or I would say that there's only really like two types of people. It's like avoidant and confrontational. It's like you lean towards one side or another.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not that. It's not that black and white, right? Like we're not always confrontational or always avoidant.
Well, if you see my driving, you'd think otherwise. It's pretty confrontational. It's pretty black and white there. But no, that's so interesting. You say it. That's an interesting perspective to have on people in general. I don't necessarily disagree with that. That's actually I've never heard that term before. So that's really interesting perspective.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, like what does it look like when you observe someone make decisions? Like I think that's probably how I judge people. Like it's not like their entire personality or you know their whole MO, but like while they're making that decision, that's what I'm thinking about. Like how are they making this decision? Is it out of like enthusiasm or love or care, or is it out of fear? And I think the fear side is sort of more so the avoidant.
I love that because and now I'm thinking of like maybe other parallel versions of that being passive dominant, being introverted extroverted. No,
Well,
for you,
I
this is my
mean,
truth, Rizaldy.
I think when I think of like introverted and extroverted, I don't see that as like how people carry themselves. It's more so how they like recharge or like replenish. Right? It's not like you're an introvert and you won't talk to anyone at a party. It's just that it seems like introverts when they're spent, they need to go home. and the opposite for extroverts. It's like when they're at home alone is when they're using up all their energy, and they need to replenish, so they need to go see people and be social. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Never even thought about it that way. This is why I like you.
What would you say you are then? Or what would you lean more towards if we were to define being an extrovert or an introvert that way? Like, what do you need more of?
It's and this is why it's interesting, and I'm being serious. I know I made a little joke about it, but I feel I don't want to be put in either one of those camps. I'm trying to be in the camp of I kind of live my life this way and kind of live my art this way at the same time. From Miyamoto Musashi's Book of Five Rings, I believe it's the chapter of Air where he talks about being everywhere and nowhere at once. So not just being stuck to one style. And so for me in my life, there are times where I have to be extroverted. Like, for instance, on this podcast, I try to be as real as possible, but there are parts of me which I have to inflate and be a little bit more extroverted for the fact that I'm trying to keep this like really engaging and keep people's attention, at times. At times I can like bring down that, but like for instance, the intro, I've got to do my host spiel. I can't get around that just because of the format of what this art is.
Sure.
I've tried to, and then I've gotten notes from a lot of people and I go, okay, I'm doing something wrong here. I have to like change. But that doesn't mean like whenever like I can be spent. Listen, if I talk to strangers for like 3 or 4 hours, I'm done for the day. Yeah. Like I want to go home. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Right.
I want to watch Ghost Adventures. You know what I mean? I want to go play video games or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm in the middle. I try to find that balance for whatever I feel or I need in the moment calls for. That's my answer.
Would you ever feel like you're at home too much and you need to go be around people?
Yeah, that's also a thing. But I'll tell you what, I'll answer that question a little bit more fully right after these commercial breaks.
Look, everyone, the holiday season is here, and that means cold mornings, holiday plans, and lots of gift buying. This is when I need my wardrobe to just work. That's why I am all about Quince. They make it easy to look sharp, feel good, and find gifts that last. From Mongolian cashmere sweaters to Italian wool coats, Quince pieces are crafted from premium materials and built to hold up without the luxury markup. I absolutely love my Mongolian cashmere sweater. People always are like, where'd you get that from? It looks good. Oh, it feels good. I'm like, yeah, it does. Quince makes the essentials every guy needs, okay? Sweaters for only $50, Italian wool coats that look and feel designer, and denim and chinos that fit just right. The outwear lineup is no joke. Down jackets, wool, top coats, and leather styles that are built to last. And each piece is made from premium materials by trusted factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. By cutting out the middleman and traditional markups, Quince delivers the same quality as luxury brands at a fraction of the price. It's everything you actually want to wear, built to hold up season after season. They've got so many options to choose from, so many colors to choose from, and guess what? They're not just all about clothes. They've got stuff for kitchen, bath, travel. I mean, the gift buying options are galore. Get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/WeSam for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/WeSam. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/WeSam.
And we're back. So yeah, at times if I feel like if I'm stuck at home, I want to take a walk around outside, or maybe I want to call, a friend I usually don't want to talk to because he's annoying, and then I'll talk to him because then he'll just talk my ear off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Okay. Email me or whatever your thoughts.
Well, how do you define extroversion? It's like part of charisma and.
You mean extroversion in general?
Yeah.
Somebody who's their energy output is out. Like it's expanding outward constantly or directed at a certain thing at times. Introverted, I feel like they contain that energy a lot and they protect themselves. They don't like to seep out that energy.
Oh, interesting.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So would you self-define as an extrovert then?
No, I don't either. Neither.
Interesting.
It just depends on the mood, really, for me.
So you're straight 50-50.
I try to be. I don't even want to say 50-50 because then if it's like, what if for the coming months I've got to like hibernate into my artistic self?
Right.
And that's what I feel like I need.
Right.
And then what if I'm like shooting a show that requires a lot of energy and everything? Then I need to be more not 50-50. I need to be like 90-10. I can do math. I feel like being silly with you right now. I don't know if it's the caffeine or whatnot, or maybe I haven't seen you. I'm just happy you're here.
Mind.
It's a magic mind. I took it this morning, dude. Kids class, kids jujitsu class. Dude, I was sweating, top to bottom. I was actually a little nervous helping co-teach the class.
You're more nervous teaching kids?
Yes.
How come?
Because I am only a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, so I have to expend a lot of mental bandwidth making sure I'm teaching things correctly, because I think even with acting, I hold a lot of responsibility teaching.
Right.
And so I don't want to teach somebody something wrong, especially a child who's still developing, you know, and they're really, so I hyper focus on making sure that I'm teaching them the correct things.
I see.
And I'll double check, you know what I mean? Like with other instructors, hey, this is what you needed, right? This is what you wanted. This is what we did. These are the exercises we did. Right. So I sweat a lot. Sweet sweat. Sweet sweat Wesam. Yeah.
Does any of that come from like, are kids just more stressful than teaching adults?
Listen, man, we're going to be real. Let's be real on the show. Some kids are a dream, okay? Their parents teach them manners and not to talk when other people are talking. Mm-hmm. And I get that. I thank you to those parents. And also it depends on the age. Like if it's a 5-year-old, they're still feral. You know what I mean? Yeah, they barely like are fun. You know what I mean? They're still finding out their body.
Right.
You know, when your kid's turning 12, hey, be quiet when I'm talking, right? Because that's crazy to talk when other people are talking, right? Yeah. And but at the same time, I know if it's an 11 or 10-year-old, they're still kids, man. So you can't be like put the hammer down like crazy on them. You know? You've got to find appropriate measures.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
What's the youngest age that you guys teach there at Highland Park? 5. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
5 is a good age.
Yeah.
Anything below 5, you're just trying to keep them moving.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to teach as early as 3.5 at one of my old schools.
Whoa.
And it was mostly just games. It was just like teaching them to, basically like teaching them the terms and showing them what it looks like.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like what they're doing is just games. And I think the class would only be like 20 minutes. Their attention span is so short that like 10 minutes in, we're like, dude, we're just chasing them around the mat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they liked the exercises that I gave them today. They were a little intense.
What did you give them? Some burpees?
No, a little bit more. I realize it's important for okay. All right. I know Highland Park coaches are going to watch this. So I was watching what kids from Dagestan do.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Dagestan?
I do.
Do you know Dagestan?
Send them 2-3 years, forget.
Yeah, dude, yes. And that's what I was trying to do for that hour. I was trying to make them feel like they were in Dagestan a little bit. And not just a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I made one of the things I like, you know, we do a regular obstacle course, right? But there's something I think really important, especially for kids, because they have good joints and they need to strengthen their joints and their mobility. I think that's really important, right? Mm-hmm. And range of motion, I think, is critical. So I'll have them put their hands on the back of their heads and get low into a squat. I'm talking about low squat, okay? And then you frog jump, right? You extend your legs. Now that hurts my shoulder. Extend straight up into the air, legs straight, and then you jump back down into that squat with control. Uh-huh. And you keep doing that the whole entire length of the mat, and that's included with all the other obstacle stuff.
Yeah.
And they're not used to that. And so I'm like, oh, okay, see, that's a big no-no. I think as a kid, you should be able to do that just fine.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and they didn't like that. And
Oh.
I gave them little options if it's too hard for them. And I think most of it, though, is like laziness, to be honest with you.
Or like it's difficult, so they don't.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is kind of hard. I'm like, you got to do that again.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, because they kind of know they can't cheat around me too much.
Yeah.
And then we did a lot of core exercises that mimic closed guard, like when you hold somebody in and you're trying to pull them in.
Yeah.
So we were doing where you grab their legs and you throw their legs down and they come back up.
Right.
And you throw
Right.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
You see a lot of the youth like trying to cut corners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you didn't grow up with that.
Rizaldy, did you grow up with that?
No. I don't like it either. But it's just something that I think I see a lot of. I don't know if that's getting older or generational differences. I know that parenting is very different these days, but
Sure is.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the Johnny cut corner.
No.
I mean, I think that maybe what's in a lot of our minds these days is like the goal is ease, because maybe if they thought like the goal is for it to feel difficult, it might hit different for them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I grew up similar, and in the moment you hate it. Of course you hate it.
Right.
Moment. But I wish it was communicated to me growing up a little bit better that this is going to benefit you so much.
Right.
For me, it was like, because I said so, do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And well, I don't want to get spanked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to
totally.
get yelled at. So,
Right.
because I'm tired of that. So I'll just have to put up with it.
Right.
And then find my Zen moments in the suffering. That's what happened. But then it benefited you.
Yeah. Did that bother you when it was said to you, like, just because, or like it wouldn't be explained?
I mean, how real do we want to get here? I mean, my dad would yell it in my face. Yeah.
Yeah, but would you ask why?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I couldn't ask why. Papa Quiche is yelling at you, okay? Let me tell you, prime Papa Quiche, angry? Dude, I think, honestly, if prime Papa Quiche yelled at any of these, like, new generation kids, I think they'd literally, in, like, Avengers Endgame when they turn to dust. That's what would happen to the... My dad would go, what? And they would go...
Is he scary now?
No, my dad's a sweetheart. He gets intense. He has his cup of
Yeah.
coffee in the morning, and we
Yeah.
listen to him when he's on that caffeine high in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, funny story, and then we'll get back to... I feel like you've been asking me questions this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
So
I do that.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't do that, okay? Thanks. Literally visiting my parents, I think this last time or the time before, come downstairs. I'm not awake yet, dude. All right, I'm walking down the stairs, and my brother Daniel has this huge grin on his face, and he's been up with my dad for a while, and my dad has the cup of coffee in his hand, right? And he's like, Wesam, this is what we have to do. And I'm not even awake yet, right? And Daniel's just like giggling because my dad is like telling me about like some random stuff that we have to do. Then also he funnels into like world politics and about life, and all within the span of like 10 minutes, by the way. He's like caffeine, he's on his buzz. And I'm just like, Dad, I'm down to do all that. I just need to wake up. I haven't drank anything yet, Dad. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, drink something. We said, drink something. Yeah. So that's my dad.
I can see that.
Is your dad like that? Actually, I've never asked. Have I asked about your parents?
I don't know. Maybe on the last episode.
I don't
sure.
recall. How supportive? What is this? Oh, sorry. I just got oh, that's from the fence that I jumped. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I got rust on my pants. How supportive were your parents whenever you going into the art field?
Well, I would say that they're very supportive now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fairly supportive from the jump. But I mean, I didn't start painting until 2019. So June 2019. I'm a grown man already. Trying to be a grown man. But like when I was young, like I always wanted to go to art school, and it's a very I won't say typical Asian household, westernized Asian household. But the goal was for my sister and I, to be in prestigious positions. And I think had the interest of becoming a doctor or a lawyer. Not any like real interest, but in terms of fulfilling I won't say like a family goal, but something of the sort. My parents supported me in everything, really. I think I just never knew how to tell them what I really wanted to do. And I think that when I was finally ready to do it, they're there now. So,
did you have to build this communication with your parents?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kicked out of the house when I was like 16 or 17. I was addicted to meth when I was 19. No, it was earlier than that. Like 17, 18, like right out of high school. I don't even think that they know that. So if they watch this episode, sorry guys. But yeah, I was addicted to drugs for a while. I hid it fairly well, even though like externally or physically, I know I wasn't hiding it because I weighed like 60 pounds. Like those little cash checking places? Like I was afraid to like go to a bank and like start a bank account. I don't know why. So I would cash my checks at one of those little cash places, and you have to create an ID there. And it was probably like the peak of my meth addiction. I wish I saved the ID, but my weight was like 60 pounds.
What?
I think. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Well, first off, thank you for sharing that. I think that's extremely brave and generous of you to share that with people. Can't we talk about it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Because I have a lot of questions now.
Yeah.
First of all, I never knew that. I don't think you've ever even disclosed that to me, which is fine. But so you were addicted to meth.
Yeah.
And may I ask, just because this is part of my like actor brain a little bit, what is that addiction feeling like, and what's the do you feel comfortable talking about what it felt like to did you do it with a needle like the meth or smoke it? Like, I don't know.
No, we would. I think the only real way to be I guess the most addictive way to do meth is by smoking it.
Okay.
Because we also used to snort it and do these things called hot rails, where they would they'd pour they'd crumble some out on like a glass table. Basically, you heat the bottom with a blowtorch until it turned orange, and you'd snort it, and you blow out a cloud of smoke. That shit was pretty unhealthy. It eats your cartilage. I used to be able to push my nose all the way down to my face. I don't know how that got better. But no, I used to smoke it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that feeling of wanting to do it.
Yeah, sucks. It's I would say it's a very amplified nicotine addiction. That's what it felt like to me. You always want to you always need to do more until your body is so completely exhausted that you can't do it anymore. It was very hard for me to eat on it as well. I've seen a lot of people eat well right after they smoke, and I couldn't do it. I was just throw up right away. Or you have gag reflex. Maybe it's smoking too much or something. But
wow.
Yeah, it's one of those things where maybe it's similar to alcohol in regards to removing your inhibitions. So it's for me, I was oh, I feel confident again. It's relief. Every time I smoked, I was oh, okay, I could live, and I'm not scared of shit. It only lasts 12 hours. That's a long time for a drug, but a few hours of confidence is definitely not worth that. And then you feel the exact opposite. Then you just feel tons of shame, and you think very weird. Is probably it's like the most interesting drug in terms of like how it altered the way that I solved problems. You know, just I would like steal, lie, like it was crazy, and it was like not even like a malicious thing. It's just sort of like that's how you operate. Like you just think, like you better take this without anyone seeing, or you better hide. I don't know, and I'm sure that has to do a lot with my already existing belief systems. You know, drug amplifies it a little bit.
What is that? What are those?
Well, you know, like I used to be very prideful, you know, and I believe that like pride and shame exist on the same spectrum. So you feel pride, you feel good, and when you don't feel good, you're probably living in shame. You know, it's sort of like I think like, you know, like being a fighter, you know, you're a knockout artist, you probably feel really good when you knock someone out. You know, that's what you were trying to do. And when you get knocked out, it's probably a really shitty feeling. So that's how I think meth was. I feel really good, and then once it's gone, you feel really, really bad.
So how did you break that addiction?
A couple things. Like the group of, I guess they were my friends, the group of people I was hanging out with, that we do meth. We kind of had this, I don't know, I want to call it like a trap house, but like where everyone would gather. And I went out to hang out with other friends. And when I came back, it was surrounded by cop cars. So, and that's the type of person I was. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I don't know you guys, you know, like I'm out. I don't really know what happened to them. I heard one of them died. He like stole from. He disappeared. Should probably not put that.
I'll bleep it.
We'll bleep that out. Yeah, don't worry.
A couple of other friends got locked up or missing persons. So I really didn't have like a connect to that anymore after that. And then I started playing first person shooters, and it was like a new addiction. I was like, oh, I'd rather do this than anything else.
Wow. You got really lucky, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how else to explain that.
Yeah.
I really don't know. It was just random. It was luck. It was pure luck. I didn't think about the decision that I made to hang out with a different group of friends that night or anything. I wasn't like feeling bad about what I was doing. I just came home. I was like, oh shit, I can't go back in there.
This is so interesting to me. This fork in the road for you. This is why. Because this is something about the human condition, the human mind, the human spirit, which fascinates me, and I still don't have a real answer for. I only have certain answers, and it's like puzzle pieces that kind of make a general picture of it. But this fork in the road for you, you show up, there are cop cars, you're like, oh, I can't, fuck this, I got to do something else, right?
Right.
Somebody else, similar circumstances, would have been like, oh, I got to find a new group of friends to do meth with. You see what I mean? And the factors involved between you and that other person who would have done something completely different, that's what fascinates me. And then it goes back to actually a whole questionable thing. Do we have free will at the end of the day? Is it the illusion of choice that we have because of the circumstances of our DNA, of the way we've built up habits over our lifetime? These are questions that I still don't have full answers for, even though I'm an actor, which is literally the study of why people make the choices they make and the artistic expression of that.
Right.
So that fascinates me that you saw those cop cars and you were like, no, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Is there anything more that you can like talk about or pull from that we can see this picture a little clearly as to why when you saw those cop cars you were like, no, rather than, oh, I'm going to find another group of friends to do meth with, or I'm going to find another way to do meth by myself?
I think honestly it was fear. I was scared shitless. Like, I mean, I'm a hairless little Asian guy. I can't go to jail. That's not a good place for me.
It's such an honest answer. It's so honest, and everybody's like, okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the idea of being in trouble is something that I mean, like, I believed in that a lot when I was young, like being in trouble. And it's probably something that I wasn't okay with at the time. And also, like, I mean, they were like nice enough to me. I mean, we're all junkies, but like, how much could I really give a shit about them? You know, like, if I'm being honest, like, did I really care about those people, or was it just like the drugs fulfilling this void? And I think maybe I had already seen other ways that it could be fulfilled. But yeah, I would say that I was just scared.
Wow. Something that's fear, being scared, usually taken as some sort of, and generally speaking here, as like a weakness of sorts, actually saved you from a certain path. Now, I'm not saying fear is always a weakness or whatever, but like, you know, usually somebody, you know, I'm just talking generally here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that just really fascinates me. This aspect of you that's, you know, could have in other situations causes maybe a lack of choice or a lack of confrontation that could lead to something positive. In this case, it actually led you towards something more positive. So that's really interesting to me. That fascinates me about life.
Yeah. It's hard to say that, like, making a decision out of fear is like never the best choice for you. But I can definitely see like how, there are parts of life where like fear is not going to serve you. But I think that I recognize that as like real, it was like real danger. I mean, the cops were there because one of us shot a hole in the wall in his apartment complex. So it's like, that's like actual danger. I'm not trying to die. But like fear of like, I don't know, expressing yourself, to me is like that's not real. Like, that's a waste of time.
I got to ask you something, kind of shift subjects,
Sure.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm tired of this. No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine if I was like, okay, this is boring. This is so boring about this major moment in your life. Okay, this is something I actually wanted to talk to you about when you came on here, because I've come across this video before, and it's something that I'm bringing to my students now in acting class a lot, because a lot of them are improving, and so we're delving into more advanced aspects of acting and acting expression and scene study. It's Ian McKellen, and this is when he was really young, and he's talking about Shakespeare. It's like a video from the 70s or 80s, and Ian McKellen is talking about how at one point he had this marvelous moment. It was like almost spiritual, where he was watching this piano player at a concert, and at one point he couldn't tell if the pianist was putting the music into the piano or if he was taking it out of the piano. And then the reason why he brings that up is because with Shakespeare especially, because 95% of the work is already done for you, you act on the word or the word acts on you. It's this wonderful like mixed in moment where it blends, like you can't tell what if the actor is acting on the word, like they're saying they're feeling everything, and then that's the expression. The word is the expression, or they say the word, and then the feeling comes out. So it's this like weird, like yin yang mixed, symbiotic relationship. And so I was curious: have you ever experienced that painting? Do you feel like you're putting it on the canvas, or do you feel like the canvas is like telling you where to put it on? Don't know if that correlates for you at all.
That it makes sense. I would say, to answer your question, yes. There are moments where, like, I can allow myself to, like, I guess, like, I relinquish the control, and I just let it be what it is. And I think that that's probably like real expression. But I also feel like there's value like on the craftsmanship side, where it's like you're not making a decision based off of a feeling, which is weird for art, I guess.
I don't think it's weird for art. For art, no.
Yeah, I think that's like a very interesting explanation of expression. Like, can you say what Ian McKellen said again?
No.
Like he's pulling it out of the piano?
So I'll give the different variations of it, because I think it's important to hear again, even for our listeners. He couldn't tell at one point if he was putting the music into the piano or he was pulling the music out of the piano. And the same thing with acting. Sometimes it feels like you're acting on the word, but sometimes you feel as if the word is acting on you. And what do I mean by that? For acting, you're imagining a set of circumstances. You know, you come in, let's see, you see, and I'm going to get a little bit morbid here because I think that's really important. You see a loved one dead on your bedroom, on the floor of your kitchen. The imagination, you coming in, you see the circumstances, the moment before, everything that's led you up to that moment, and the surprise and the anguish and the despair and the heart dropping, the stomach dropping moment of seeing your loved one, blood everywhere, and then you yell out their name, right? The expression is like you've the imagination of all that, right? You act on the word because you're saying their name. All that is on the word, rather than the word acts on you, where you're saying all that stuff, you're imagining all that stuff still, and you say the line. But when you say the line, you burst into tears because you realize they're not ever going to respond back to you. Does that make sense? And so there's this very magical moment. It's in the moment type of thing.
Right.
As soon as it passes, it's gone.
Right.
And you can't you really predict it to a certain extent either.
Right.
So that's what I mean by that.
That's a very vulnerable thing. I guess the way I would look at that as like a sense of control, and being okay with like not having it. That's the way I've learned to paint, I guess, or that's what I'm being guided to paint. But yeah, that's very interesting. I'm not sure if I still understand the act on the words or the words acting on you.
Wait, Sam, would that be like when an author is writing and they're like, I had to kill this character because it was just calling me to kill it, like this like impulse where it's telling them that has to happen because they're so in it, even though that's not what they wanted to do? Would that be another example?
Kind of.
Okay.
I feel like this is more in the moment thing, and I don't know what their in the moment example is. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to say a first line of. I'm going to try my best to do this here because it's actually kind of difficult. Oh, and I'll actually do it after the break. Wow, the time is flying by. Wow. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Shit. And we're back after these commercial breaks. Commercial break or breaks? Break. Just break. Been doing this for over 350 episodes. Haven't gotten it right yet. Okay. So, oh, that this too solid flesh would thaw, melt, and resolve itself into a dew. Okay? So, acting on the word where I'm imagining my set of circumstances before I say the line. Okay?
Okay.
And allowing that to be the expression. The words are the expression. Okay? So, in that line, that is the first line that Hamlet has after everybody, his mom just remarried his uncle. His father's been only dead for like a week or two or something crazy. And everybody's having a good time. And everybody's like basically forgotten that his dad is gone now. You know, they've forgotten about his dad. And he loved his dad. And he's in such anguish. And he's getting a little suicidal. Hamlet. And oh, that this too solid flesh would thaw, melt, and resolve itself into a dew. He's talking about like his skin, his being would just like melt away, just go away because he can't stand being in his body anymore.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to take it again. This first line, acting on the word. Acting on the word, yes. So I'm imagining all these sets of circumstances. So it's... Oh, that this too solid flesh would thaw, melt, and resolve itself into a dew. Okay, so that's the first line. And then the second one would be allowing the word to affect me. So I'm more, when I hear the word, I'm allowing it to affect me. Rather than me trying to affect the word.
I see.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that this too solid flesh would thaw, melt, and resolve itself into a dew. So those would be the two differences. I don't think one's necessarily better than the other. It might be to a certain person, like, oh, I felt more connected to that one or that one.
Right.
But that's the difference. As much as I can do.
One.
What's that?
The first one.
You like the first one better?
Yeah, I felt like it was. I felt more connected to it. It's like a bit more emotional. But is that because it's sort of like loaded?
I don't know. Maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about art, which I don't. Again, and then I want to get back to your painting stuff because I think this is a little bit more interesting for me. But whenever I'm doing my performance, I'm not responsible for what you think.
Right.
In terms of, I can't I got to make this choice primarily because I'm trying to appease you in a certain way.
Right.
I'm here to tell a story. That's my goal. I'm part of the storytelling process. That's my focus.
Right.
So with painting, is there any kind of... Is that clearer for you for the painting? You're like, no. Still.
I mean, yes. I would say that like it's less. It would be less like for me at least. Acting on the word. It's less like acting on the word. Like I'm less likely to put something and then let that make my decisions. But that could be like artistic decisions. That's probably like a control thing, something that I'm working around. But yeah, what was the last thing you just said after this about? There's this thing that you said that you're not responsible for like how like the viewer views it or like pleasing them.
Yeah, I'm not responsible to please you. Like whenever I make a choice, I'm not going, oh, I want to make sure like Rizaldy likes this.
Right. Yeah, I would. I don't know like what mediums or like what artistic practices like this bleeds into, but it's hard to define, or it's hard for me to look at something and define it as art or like give it that title when there is other reasons for like the decisions that are being made, right? And I feel like, especially when it comes to like film and TV, like I really heavily judge things that way, where it's like, well, you know, when a writer has this story that they want to tell, and these actors that, you know, want to express themselves through this stories and through this dialogue, and then you have someone that's like, oh well, we have this audience that will be watching it, and we want to, you know, we want to do something for them, you know, so let's add this. And I'm like, that's not an artistic decision. So it's like when a whole, like let's say a painting is made for sensation, it's hard for me to say like, oh, that's art, right? Because at least the way I define art is like expressing for the sake of expressing. So if you're expressing for money, expressing for attention, then how could we define that as art? I think that should have its own definition, or have its own name. You know, it's like, I think that a lot of us talk about the overlap of like commerce and expression, but I think that should be like a whole separate thing. I mean, it's all like one jumbled, it's like, it's all mixed up and everything's weird. Like ads look like art. Artists are making their work look like ads. It's strange to me how, like, I see a lot of photographers and their goal is for their work to look like advertisements. It's just strange to me.
Like, what do you mean by that exactly? Like they're making a painting look like an advertisement? How so?
Well, I think like, this might sound weird. Like focusing on the way that something looks should never be the primary goal. Like even painters before that were painting like Renaissance paintings, they're telling stories. Like it's gonna look how it's gonna look. They're not making it look a certain way. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it's just, you know, we live in a time of like facade. You know, everyone like wants it to look like something without understanding like what it is. Like the way things look, I believe, are a byproduct. That's just how it happened to be. But the work itself is something that we can't see. Only that artist knows. Only, you know, only the actor knows.
I agree
like,
with you.
What's inside, you know?
I agree with you in terms of storytelling. Because like whenever you're shooting a show, right?
Sure.
And you're not shooting the show to be like, I really want them to love the decor we used in the kitchen scene.
Right.
That would be crazy. That nobody does that. Right. Or like, hey, I want to show like we're using these cool props. Like,
right.
It's like, no, that's the storytelling. I think is the highest form of it.
Right.
And at the same time, though, even with paintings, like you're talking about these Renaissance paintings that telling a story, I think, yes, the primary goal, I agree with you, is the storytelling, but also, okay, how can we make this engaging as well? And part of that is intertwined in the storytelling piece. You're not doing it just to be engaging. I mean, some people make art just to be, you know, just to get views. I mean, we know them. Like we have, I mean, on the very low end of the spectrum, it's like, you know, thirst traps on Instagram. You know, they're just there to get eyes and attention, and then that's it. It's not like art.
Right.
Watch me get a message. Watch me get a message after saying that. I just realized as it was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, here we go. Here come the crazies. You're not there.
But do you think that is part of the artist's job?
What?
To be engaging?
That's a good question. You don't have to be, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you don't have to be, but let's be real. Isn't the most amazing art, like the art we hold in the highest degree, engaging?
Yes, but I believe that is a byproduct. It was like not in the artist's head as part of like their agenda. Right.
I agree with you on that, but it has to be intertwined. Oh, you think that they just happen to make it? I think it goes back then. If you're asking that question, I think it actually goes back to what Ian McKellen was saying: acting on the word, or the word acts on you. Are they being like is there some sort of like a divine muse that's working through them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they going, whoa, Actually, I've been really interested in this kind of framing device that catches my attention. I wonder if I can incorporate that into this story. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. That's possible too, right?
Yes.
Dude, I'm smart. We're two smart artists talking. Okay, that's what this is.
Yeah. No, I think.
What's this? The
Like
wheels are turning.
I might like define that as like design.
Design.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Like, I mean, how do we separate like art and design?
You know what's really interesting about that comment? Next week we have Thomas Kong coming on the show, designer. Or he works with design and branding. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I feel like that's super interesting to me. Like, now I want to ask him about this next week. So it's an ongoing conversation that you're not going to be a part of. So sorry. Sorry. Design.
Yeah, design. Like,
oh, we're done? Oh, we'll finish it up. Go ahead.
well, I was just going to say that, like, I personally think that the difference between art and design, it's like we can use them for the same, like they're different tools to solve problems. And design is like art is using your emotions to solve a problem, and design is using intelligence. It's like brain and heart, you know? And yes, they overlap. And in order to express some things from your heart, you're going to need your brain. But yeah, that's how I look at it.
I love that. Do you want to come back on in like a few weeks or something? Because I feel like this went by way too quick.
I'm down. Yeah, of course.
This really went by way too quick, and I feel like we can go on about this. We'll have you back to discuss more.
Thank
because
you.
there's so
I'd
many.
love to be back.
There's so much more we need to talk about then. All right, play us out, Alex.
You got it.
Thank you for tuning into the show. Friendly reminder, we're on all social media platforms and all listening platforms as well. Wesam's World, pretty easy to find. Join the Wesam's World family. We'd love to have you. Check out Rizaldy's work. You can find him on Instagram at Rizaldy.jr. And other than that, always remember to listen, think, and then talk. Bye.